Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to do great things because I'm great. Listen, never take advice from someone whose life isn't a direct reflection of following good advice. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So there's three guys, right? There's three guys. We're going to call the first guy, we're going to call him the money guy. The second guy, we're going to call the hustler. And the third guy, we're going to call him the know-it-all. Okay. So the hustler, one day he goes to the money guy. And the money guy says, and the hustler says, hey, listen, I got this idea. I want to be able to execute on X, Y, and Z, right? And they're going to open a business. This is actually a true story, but I'm not going to say what the business is. So he says, okay, give me a couple of days. I'll get back to you. So the few days go by, and the money guy comes back to the hustler and says, okay, listen, I talked to everyone. I talked to the lawyers. I talked to everyone. We can pull this off, and we can make a lot of money from it. Or, we could lose a lot of money. It just depends on what happens, right? So the money, or the hustler, he's now like, okay, well, tell me more. How are we going to pull this off? Because the hustler, he has a little bit of money, but he has nowhere near the amount of money as the money guy. And just for context, the money guy really is a real hustler for real, but he's made it to the point where, he's more of an investor now. All of his other businesses and stuff like that, they're bringing in money, regularly, and it bringing him a decent amount of money. He is married, he has kids, so he's playing a different role in life now. He's more of an investor. So they decide that they're going to move forward, but only under these terms. The money guy is going to put up all of the money. He's gonna, get the building. He's going to furnish the building. He's going to load the building with product. He's going to make sure security, everything in the building, like he's spending the money. He's doing all of it. I think he spent, I want to say it was around 250, 300,000 back then, which is still a lot of money, but he put all the money in, right? He did all the money. The hustler, though, was going to be the face of the business. The hustler was going to make sure that the business flowed smoothly. He was going to be more like a facility manager. They're both owners. One is a silent partner. The other one's the actual face of the business, and he's running the day-to-day operations, right? So the thing is this, though. The money guy tells him, listen, you're going to do all of that. I'm going to put up all the money. Now, we don't know what's going to happen legally, whether we will be able to keep this business or not. But if we lose everything, then I lose it. You don't have to come back and pay me nothing, right? You don't have to lose anything. But if the business is making money, all I want is $5,000 a month. He said, I don't care. If the business makes $6,000 that month, I want $5,000. If it makes $10,000, I want $5,000. If it makes $50,000, I only want $5,000, and I want this while the business remains open, right? And he's like, if we, things are going great and we expand, I want another $5,000, right? So we expand to another building, then I want another $5,000. We expand to another, so I just want $5,000 across the board. At $60,000 a year. It's going to take him a couple of years based on just one building to recoup the money that he's already put in. But he said, listen, I could get ran over by a bus. My family gets that $5,000 every single month while this business is open. If you can agree to these terms, then we'll move forward and we can get it going. So the hustler is looking at it like, only $5,000? I know that this place can do crazy amount of money, right? It's my vision. I know it can do it. So they agree to it. They shake hands. The first month come in, they're making stupid money, like $20,000, then like $40,000 next month, and then the next month it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, to the point where, and this is the thing, this is probably like a whole nother video, right? When people are desperate, when they're in a desperate situation, they'll agree to anything, right? As long as they can get that need met, they'll agree to it. People do it all the time. They sign all types of documents that only hurts them in the end. But that just shows like human nature. When you're desperate, you'll do whatever you can do to get out of that desperate situation. So after time, all this time goes on, the hustler's lifestyle changed. Hustler got better cars, he lived in a better house, and everything just looks so much better. And people are coming to him, they're approaching him different, they're looking at him different, different girls are talking to him different. His life is different. The $5,000 is one of those things where it's like, I agreed to this, but man, I don't want to pay this. I don't even need to pay it no more. I don't want to pay it no more. But he still honors it. Aside from their business relationship, they really are real friends, right? So he still honors the business part. Hey, I got to pay this bread. But it's on his mind. He's talking about it. He's probably talking about it way too much, way too loud. So one day, the know-it-all is in the place of business, and he overhears it, right? And mind you, like I know all of these guys. I know the know-it-all, and I know the hustler really well. The money guy, I know him, but I can't call him, right? We don't have that kind of relationship. So anyways, the know-it-all and the hustler are in there, and the hustler's talking. He's talking about his fight. He's telling the whole story. And there's a bunch of people in there. He's telling the whole story. And he tells him, right? He tells him what's going on, with their whole agreement, their whole breakdown, which really, you shouldn't do that. In the same city, everybody like, don't do that. So he's telling the whole thing. A week prior to that, me and the hustler, we were on the phone and we catching up just to see how everything is going. He invites me to the place. So it just so happened that I'm coming to the place the same day that the know-it-all is there, and it's the same time they're having this conversation. So I walk in maybe a minute or two after the conversation, but it's still fresh on everyone's mind. So they bring it up to me. Now I know the whole story, right? And he tells me everything. Now, he already made up his mind, the hustler. He already made up his mind that he's going to take this deal because this is what he agreed on. And the know-it-all, he's like, nah, I would have never taken that deal. But while I'm walking into the store, obviously, I don't know any of that. So they tell me the whole story, right? And as soon as he finished telling the story, it's like, what would you do? What would you do in this situation? So I sat back and I thought about it. And at the time, I wasn't desperate, but my money didn't look the way it looks now, right? I told him, I said, listen, man, under that situation, I said, I would have taken the deal. And I would have taken the deal for a lot of different reasons, right? But mainly because the money guy, he's putting up all of the money. He's taking all the financial risks. All I got to do is just do what I said I was going to do throughout the time of the business, right? And I think the business probably lasted like 6 or 7 years. They made a lot of good money in that business. But the know-it-all was like, man, why would you do that? You got to pay, you could be in that business for 10 years. Now you're paying close to, all this money. When you didn't have to do that, you could have just, went the other route. I'm like, listen, I say he's putting up all of the money, and it would just kind of like turn into a small argument. But that taught me this lesson. Listen, I've been in business prior to that, right? And the hustler, he's been in business prior to that. The only one who was not in any type of business was the guy who knew everything, the know-it-all. He was never in any type of business. He never had any type of contractual obligation that he needed to fulfill. So listening to someone talk to you about business and they never been in it, they never been in business, they don't know what that feels like or the pressures that come with it. No, don't ever listen to those people. Never listen to them, because if all of our lives are just a direct reflection of the best decisions that we were able to make up until that point. Keep that in mind. And if the person who's giving you the advice doesn't live the type of life or doesn't have the type of experiences that you want to have, then you got no business listening to them, because they can't offer you any information better than what they were able to get themselves. So I hope that made sense. Guys, I will catch you in the next video. Peace.